Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, Barakatah. Double honors to the elders and apostles and the righteous men of great millstone who teach us this truth in righteousness, in sincerity, and in brotherly love. Salutations to the hopeful elect, the 144,000 men of Yasharallah, and the one-third men, women, and children of Yasharallah. Shalom. This is your brother Shamya coming back at you one more time with this quick lesson from the GMS Helena, Montana camp. And I'm just going to jump right into it, Akim. As we come closer and closer to the end of the heathens' rulership, Esau, Edom, there are going there are going to be more scoffers, more people that come against this truth. We can show and prove to these wicked two-thirds all the proof, all the sources, all the evidence proving that we're telling them the truth. But Yahweh Shemel Shai did say in these last days there will be scoffers. They will close their ears to hearing this truth. They don't want to hear they don't want to hear it. Well, the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai is not dealing with all of Israel. Yahweh Shemel Shai is only dealing with the elect and the one-third men, women, and children of Yasharallah. Okay? This video, I'm going to do this quick video. This is a video linebacking off of a video I did a couple of days ago. And the title of that video was A Girl of Marriageable Age. Okay? And I'm going to just jump right into it. Let me read this to you real quick, Akim. And we just going do this quick video real quick and do it for edification. Okay? So let me read this real quick. This is what it says. Brother, women back then used to have their periods at 18. And during the evolution of food, i.e. GMOs, the age kept getting younger and younger from 18 to 16 to 14 to 12 to 10 and now 8. So you cannot use a woman's period to indicate she is ready for marriage. Now, I'm going to stop right there. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read this source. And just for edification, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to read this source and I'm going to read it real quick. This is what it says. Menstruation can be seen as being ready for marriage. In some parts of the world, parents and communities view girls' first period as a sign that she is a woman ready for marriage and motherhood. Okay, so let me move on. Okay, so this is what it says right here. It says, historically, individuals were allowed to enter into a marriage contract at a very young age. This coincided with signs of puberty, such as the start of menstruation for a female and growth of pubic hair for a male. In ancient Rome, the appropriate minimum age was regarded as 14 for males and 12 for females. Now, this is in France. I'm going to read what's going on with France. Now, France. In France, until the French Revolution, the marriageable age, 12 years for females and 14 for males. Revolutionary legislation in 1792 increased the age to 13 years for females and 15 for males. Under the Napoleonic Code in 1804, the marriageable age was set at 15 years old for females and 18 years old for males. In 2006, the marriageable age for females was increased to 18, the same as for males. In jurisdictions where the ages not the same, the marriageable age for females is more commonly 2 or 3 years lower than that for males. Okay? So then what I did was I looked up the word menstruation. The definition for the word menstruation. It says the process in a woman of discharging blood and other materials from the lining of the uterus at intervals of about 1 lunar month from puberty until menopause, except during pregnancy. Okay? Now I'm going to read this other source. This comes from the website bustle.com, and it says this: the early Middle Ages. Okay? The website is bustle.com, and it says the early Middle Ages, and it says 5th century to 12th century, average age 14. This is for the woman. This is in the 5th century to 12th century, the Middle Ages, average age 14. There's not a ton of historical records about the age of first menstruation before the Middle Ages. In his book, Women's Bodies, by Edward Shorter, estimates that most ancient Roman women got their periods between the ages of 13 to 14. Similarly, historians believe that girls in the Middle Age got their first periods around the same age according to the age of menarche. That's another word for menstruation, menarche. The age of menarche in medieval Europe, published in September 1973, okay, the 1973 issue of Human Biology, okay, records from the era report girls getting their period at ages as young as 12 and as old as 15. But the article's writer quote research suggesting that 14 remained the average age first menstruation until the Renaissance. Now we're going to move on to the Renaissance, the 1300s and the 1600s. Average age for a girl, 16. According to Shorter's research, by the 17th century, the end of the Renaissance era, the average age of first period had risen, not lowered, risen, not lowered, risen to 16. Shorter attributes this to widespread malnutrition. Widespread malnutrition. Widespread malnutrition. It had nothing to do with GMOs. No, it wasn't no GMO foods back then. It's widespread malnutrition in the era. Remember, Akim and Afquath, the age for a woman's menstruation, it rose, not lowered. It says Shorter attributes this to widespread malnutrition in the era. Renaissance girls who were underfed typically went into a state of delayed puberty. He also notes a class divide among the age of the first period, quoting an Austrian author in 1610, the peasant girls of this country in general menstruate much later than the daughters of the townsfolk or the aristocracy. The word aristocracy is the highest class. The townsfolk have usually born several children before the peasant girls have yet menstruated. This meant that early puberty was seen as something of a luxury, since you know you needed to have adequate nutrition. If a young woman is not if a young woman is not getting the proper nutrition that she needs, what that will do is that will fuck with her menstruation cycle. You need the women, females need the right nutrition. So remember what we just read in these sources. The age actually was the age rose from a woman's menstruation, not lowered. But let me read this one again. This is, you know, it says, brother, women back then used to have their periods at 18. Nowhere in these sources where we read that women had their periods at 18. That's unheard of. That's not true. And the reason that women's whatever happened with a female's menstruation period, if it was knocked off or something was wrong, is because she was malnourished. Period. So now let me read this. Now we're going to read the Victorian era, which is the 1800s, the Victorian era. So we read the Middle Ages, we read the Renaissance age, and now we're going into the Victorian era. Now the Renaissance age, the average age for a woman to have their menstruation was 16. But guess what? In the Victorian era, in the 1800s, the average age was 14. It was 14. Okay, so it over time when you know if it fluctuate from 18, you know, not even 18, because there's no records indicating that a woman started having their menstruation at 18. No, is they started uh they started having their the menstruation. Just bear with me, Akim. When a woman was menstruating, the age, it rose, not lowered. It actually rose, but it didn't raise to 18. The average age from sources and historians say that the average age was 16, then it went back down to 14, and it just fluctuated over time because how a woman was nourished. She wasn't getting the proper food. We read it with the women, the aristocracy, those high class women, they were fed properly. But then you had the peasant women, they wasn't fed properly. Okay, so this is the Victoria era, 1800s, average age 14. So now what I want to do real quick is I want to go to the scriptures real quick. I just want to bring this let me bring this precept up real quick, because this is all biblical, of course. Of course, we're gonna go right to it. So this is in Leviticus chapter 14. I'm at Salakia. This is Leviticus chapter 15, and I'm going to start at verse, let me see, I'm going to start at verse 19. Leviticus 15 and verse 19, and it reads, "And if a woman have an issue, and her issue in her flesh be blood, she shall be put apart 7 days, and whosoever toucheth her shall be unclean until the evening." Well, this is why we have to get out this place, because a lot of us do not be separate from these women when they're menstruating, when it's that time of the month, their period. That's one reason. That's one reason we got to get out this place. I'm gonna read it again. It says, "And if a woman have an issue, which is her period, or that time of the month where she bleeds, and her issue in her flesh be blood, she shall be put apart 7 days, and whosoever toucheth her shall be unclean until the evening." Now, what I did was I looked up that the word issue. Okay, blue letter, Strong's Concordance H2101, issue, which is menstrual period. H2101, issue, flux of women. Okay? So real quick, I want to read that same precept, Leviticus chapter 15 and verse, let me read it in verse 19. This is in the New Living Translation, Leviticus 15 verse 19, and it reads, "Whenever a woman has her menstrual period, she will be ceremonially unclean for 7 days. Anyone who touches her during that time will be unclean until evening." Matter of fact, I'm going to read verse 20. It says, "Anything on which the woman lies or sits during the time of her period will be unclean." See, this is why the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai set up his men, set up his teachers to go out and teach, to rebuke, of course, to say, no, that's not true. This is what the real truth is. And we have to teach the Akim and the Athquat the right way, dealing with this. This is something that we teach our women how to be. It's like, this is the law. This is what we've been doing all this time, is telling these women, this is what you got to do. Not scoff and talk shit and run your damn mouth, be all on the comment boards and talking all this shit. Sit the fuck down and listen. Because it says it right here. This is what the Lord wants these women to do when they come into this truth. We can't keep the law 100% in this captivity, but we can do the best that we can. If a woman is bleeding for 7 days, she can make it to where, look, I can't do nothing for 7 days. I can't touch nothing. I'm supposed to be separate from everybody. You know what I'm saying? Touching everything, all defiled, touching other people and touching plates and forks and shit. Going up into these fucking restaurants and shit. Most of these fucking disgusting ass, wicked ass women on their period, and they just fucking making food and shit while they fucking bleeding. You fucking wicked ass fucking women. You know what I'm saying? Let me read that one more time. This is Leviticus chapter 15. See, because that's why the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai put the Spirit on me to do this lesson. This is Leviticus chapter 15 and verse 19. It says, "Whenever, listen, women of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans." Leviticus chapter 15 and verse 19. "Whenever a woman has her menstrual period, she will be ceremonially unclean for 7 days. Anyone who touches her during that time will be unclean until evening. Verse 20, anything on which the woman lies or sits during the time of her period will be unclean. Akim, the righteous Akim and Athquath, I really hope that this quick lesson was edifying. We just doing this for the edification of the righteous brothers and sisters of Yasharala. Um, I love the Akim. I love the Athquat. I love the Akim and the Athquat that are in this truth, that are being sincere, that are praising and glorifying Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and staying faithful and true and obedient to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. We gotta stay humble in this truth. We gotta stay meek and lowly in this truth, shamefaced, especially the women. I was talking to my sister earlier today. I was like, look, one of the first things Yahweh Shem Yahushai wants you to do is cover up your head, cover up your goods. If you claiming to be a godly woman, a God fearing woman, you cover up. You don't want everybody to be seeing your goods. Cover up. So I'm gonna wrap it up, Akim and Athquath. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash, Barakatah. Double honors to the elders and apostles and the righteous men of great millstone who teach us this truth and righteousness and sincerity and brotherly love. Okay, we're going to keep pushing the truth. We're going to keep pushing the videos. We're going to continue to keep rocking and rolling and glorifying and praising Yahweh Shem Yahushai with all our hearts and our minds and our souls, and keeping Yahweh Shem Yahushai first. Kwam Yasharala and Abba Babal. Shalom.